Welcome to Unfit to Game. Today I'll be playing Ashe in competitive as she's just gone live in competitive play. As you'll see from the gameplay, we're going to start out as Tracer because it's very difficult to select Ashe at the moment. A lot of players are just insta-locking Ashe and playing. So we're going to start out with Tracer and I'll talk you through some stuff here. You're going to see I'm going to get pinned by this rhino. I probably should have moved out the way. But just a quick play on attack. What I think about Ashe so far is she can be really powerful. Going up against other Ashes, she can do a lot of damage, especially to squishy targets. If you can get headshots off, then you can kill targets easily. Her movement is very good if you exploit it, if you go to high ground, and I think she can be a dangerous hero overall. So, as you can see in our second game, we get to play Ashe, and I'll be honest, I'm not the best Ashe at the moment. I'm still learning how to play Ashe. So, from the start, you can see that I'm operating on the low ground, which is not a good thing. Probably should be getting to the high ground a lot more. But I think Ashe can be a powerful hero with her abilities, her movement, and her dynamite as well. Can do quite a lot of damage, especially if you can hit some mid-air shots with the dynamite. I think it's quite important to play around mid-range to slightly further back with Ashe, and if you can get into some good positions with your movement to get some shots off on enemy players, you can get quite a lot of picks. So she can be a very good hero, and I think in the right hands with the skillful players, she's going to be very dangerous to play against. As you can see, I'm not the best Ashe. Miss quite a lot of shots, and I'm still learning how to play her. But this is just a brief video to give you guys an idea of what Ashe is like in competitive, and to show you probably the wrong way to play Ashe. So, as you can see, taking on Jules where probably shouldn't is going to lead to me getting killed quite often. Towards the end of the attack, I start to get an idea of how to use Ashe and use the high ground a little bit to my advantage. But there's probably one or two pushes that our team should have won. Obviously, it's important to try and attack as a team as much as possible. I'm sure you guys know that. So this push here, we probably should have won, but unfortunately Ryan gets a clutch Earth Shatter off just before I can use my ultimate, and we have lost quite a lot of members here. I do decide to use my ultimate, only get one kill with Bob, and I think getting the best out of Ashe's ultimate is something that's also can be quite challenging. A lot of people waste Bob and run him into walls where he's not very effective. So it's important to try and use him as a distraction sometimes, or to place him in a good position where he can do damage to the enemy team, kind of like a Torbjorn turret. And as you'll see on this last push, I finally decide to get onto the high ground. Obviously, most of my team is dead at the moment, and I'm just trying to take up a good position, which I probably should have done from the start of the game. I think it would be quite important to use high ground to your advantage when you're playing Ashe. So a lot of my team have died again here, and I'm just waiting for one more push to go in with Ashe. We do get a pick there at least, which is nice. And we're going to go in on this final push to try and capture the point at the last possible moment. Unfortunately, it does not go well for us. I think the sight lines are very important with Ashe, so that you're always constantly doing damage to the enemy team. Um, I think Ashe can be quite effective against tanks if you can get the damage off. Of course, they don't go and cap the point, and we don't get the point on the first push. So now we're defending, doing a lot of damage at all times. I think is quite important with Ashe, and just trying your best to get a couple of picks. Obviously, she can do a ton of damage to enemy team, so she can be very useful in the current meta of Overwatch. The dynamite is obviously something that you should take advantage of as well. And just looking at this gameplay, a lot of my team gets picked off, so it becomes really difficult, of course, when you're not getting any picks and your team is dying. The enemy team's just going to rush onto the point, and I do try to contest the point right at the end, but it's going to be a very short gameplay, and probably how not to play Ashe. So thank you for watching.